I want to quickly share with you my first breakthroughs. The first breakthroughs were on the path of healing. And that's not the path of freedom. It's the path of healing. Let me explain what I mean by that. My first crises were pretty early. And then I think from something like the 11th grade in my school system, I already was into therapy and talking about it, etc., etc. And then I had the first moments of recovery to my sensations, of recovery to my body, of coming back home. And those moments, incredibly precious, where I was guided, I was with my therapist that I loved very much. So this is the path of healing. It is the outer world is supporting your breakthrough. It's supporting your resting. It's nourishing your soul, and it's holding the crying inner child. And let me be very clear, whenever you have the opportunity for going for the path of healing, go there. Go there. All of us need so much support, and all of us heal so deeply. Like, I can't even hinder to heal when you touch me with the love that you are feeling for other living beings. It's just not a matter of choice. It just happens. So the path of healing is something that, due to evolution, we are genius in. And whenever this is offered, whenever the outer world is nice, rest. Baby, rest. Let's rest. Let's love ourselves, and let's receive love and love and love. And then your collapse is held by other ones, beloved ones, trustworthy ones. And then you have a breakthrough, and then you heal. And in some situations, the path of healing is not there. And if I want to be here in rough language, for most of us, most of the time, the path of healing is not available. You have to be on point for a meeting. You have to function for your kids. You have to function for your job. Or you have to keep going even though Corona has hit your life with full force and you never were prepared for that. And there is no end that seems to be close. So whatever it is, in many, many, many situations, you have the trigger for the collapse. And there is no path of healing available. So that is what I want to touch on today. Because in those moments, I was like, okay, I have a problem that's huge. I definitely need help. There is definitely no help. So yeah, let's collapse again. I was like, okay. And then I could say, I mean, I'm certainly not the one who discovered that. However, I want to talk about that because it came up in me like that. I discovered that my instincts, due to evolution, work perfectly with the composition of the path of healing. That is what we already covered. So let's say we are stuck in the middle. This is the problem. We are stuck. And then somebody reaches out to me, offering me unconditional love, and I heal. Path of healing. And what my nervous system does is it goes into the wave of healing, being embraced, being held. And there is a cycle that goes through my nervous system. It's like fulfilling the cycle. And then the wave is over and I rest in peace, with you or without you. But this moment that was stuck in me, there is no more charge in that. So this is the path of healing, the happy part of the story. Okay, we are stuck again. No path of healing. What are we doing? So, for example, I post a video on YouTube. I'm super vulnerable. I'm crying, etc. And I'm like, I hope that they do not unsubscribe. I hope that they like the video. I hope. And then, ladies and gentlemen, nobody likes it. They belittle me. They laugh at me. They unsubscribe. And they unsubscribe from my courses as well. Because I was crying, because I was just going for what I want to share, because I was a little bit too much and too boring and not on point in this video. And it's kind of embarrassing that Elon doesn't know what to talk about in a video, right? So comment after comment after comment. Certainly no path of healing, no love. Certainly this amount of negative stuff hitting me where I'm already vulnerable, where I'm already wounded. And then the world comes with white Western bad comments on YouTube and everything else, and maybe a shitstorm, and especially knowing exactly where my wounded parts can be hit. So here is the path of freedom. What I discovered is if I stop with being stuck in the middle, my instincts say, check, path of healing. No, not today. Check, path of freedom. Yay, let's go there. So what I learned is your nervous system is a junkie to energy. It's not a junkie to standing ovations. It's not a junkie to friends. It's not a junkie to pleasing. It's a junkie to energy. That is why the path of healing works, because love is energy. You know what? That is why the path of freedom works. It's energy. Hatred, people laughing at you, people being scared of you, people hating you, people blaming you, that's a lot of energy. So I ask you to become this genius for energy again and use the path of freedom. Looks like that. I'm so disappointed by them commenting negatively on this courageous video that I consider to be a good and an important video for this era, right? And for changing the world. And then I'm like, I was pleasing you and you let me down that soon? Let me step into my rage. Let me do a video that is even worse. Let me be even more authentic. Maybe you can connect to the sentence, am I allowed to be who I am? Let's play for a moment, like a role play, okay? You and me. You ask me, am I allowed to be who I am? Path of healing would be, ? Elan answering, yes, yes. You are welcome to be who you are. And you are perfect and a precious goddess. That's the path of healing. Again, role play. You asking me, am I allowed to be who I really am? Path of freedom would be what? ? Elan saying, oh, thanks for asking. No. Please, hold back. Nobody wants to see that. It's ugly, wrong, a bit embarrassing. I'm sorry. No. Shut up. This is the path of freedom. Your mistake could be, Elan told me to shut up, so I shut up. And your only path out of this collapse is, you said no. I think I did a mistake. I asked you for permission. I'm not allowed, so I will do it even more. This is the path of healing. You ask the path of freedom. You ask me with some kind of energy. I throw energy back at you. You take the energy and say, that's the direction. Thank you for telling me. We all want to skip the lonely parts of our process. And the sad news are, and I think you are already knowing that, if we want to skip the lonely part of our process, all of our beloved ones around will be waiting until they die for us to show up. They will be waiting until they die for our aliveness to be their energetic teacher. There is no other craving on this planet, in you or around, than for the way back home into full aliveness, into full ecstasy, into full appreciation for oneself and for life and everybody else. So what I want to fuel your path of freedom with is, this is not your hobby. This is not a private thing. And I ask you to not do that only on weekends. Do it 24/7. Because to some extent, you being fully going for yourself is not about you. It's about what is a human nervous system capable of in terms of recovery. And I almost like ask you to choose the path of freedom, because everything is better than being stuck. Everything is better than being stuck in the middle. And for so many people of us in so many situations, we have no access to the path of freedom. So what I would love to explore with us also in a somatic way is how do we use the energy in the path of freedom? But the main thing for now is your problem is never your problem. Your problem can only exist in the state of your nervous system, how you are standing in front of the problem. If you change that with full force and full rage, your instincts will carry you on a very safe way into this path of freedom. And then, the path of freedom, it's way harder, it's way more lonely, of course, and it's really work. But you do not end up feeling grateful for the outer world. You do not end up saying, thank you so much, Mr. Therapist, because it's like, wow, that's my work. Wow, well done, Tigress. That's the highway to self-love, and that's the highway to stop underestimating yourself. And it's the best cure on earth for good girl stuff. Just the best cure on earth. It's like, you asked me to shut up. Thank you for teaching me how to never, ever shut up again. It's such a highway, but you have to invest really more. Especially when you're like me, coming from a therapy scene where everything is about, it has to be safe. And I'm like, yes, if you feel safe, there is a path of healing. If it's unsafe, there is still a path. There is still a path into freedom. And that is rough, because it's like, I'm full of mistrust and this world isn't safe. And to some extent, yes, mistrust. It's not a safe world, but it's so beautiful and so worth it. So that's the path of healing as plan B. If you have the choice, choose a path of healing. If there is no path of healing available, keep going. Do not go back from negative comments, from negative feedback from the outer world. Let's not do that. It's a back and forth. And also with inner voices, that's the last thing that I want to share for now. With inner voices, it's like, oh my God, I'm ugly. Do not stand in front of the mirror and try to convince yourself of being beautiful. Saying, I'm fucking ugly and I'm fucking the most ecstatic woman on earth, period. Period. I won't allow my ugliness to destroy my happiness another second of this sacred life. And then the ugliness, of course, isn't ugly. But do you know how many years I sat in therapy, blah, blah, blah. No, you are beautiful. No, you are beautiful. No, you are beautiful. Your cellulite is beautiful. Your age is beautiful. Everything is beautiful. And I was like, we would embody that we are beautiful if that would work. Yes, we are all beautiful, but obviously it doesn't get through to us when we are talking about that. So to some extent, the path of healing of, no, it's beautiful, doesn't work. So it's like, let me be ugly. Let me be a bad lover. Let me be all of that embarrassing stuff. Woo! Feels right.